Hey everybody, this is Mike. I am related to Chris.
How's it going? You should subscribe to our channel. It's coming soon. It's off the Master P 6969 thing or whatever, and it's gonna be good stuff, and that's what you should subscribe to. I'm not very good by myself, but as you will see, we are very good together. But as it presses on, this is the topic for today. Mike, would you like to take it away?
Yeah, there's, well, obviously, I mean, you can't turn on the television or open up a web page or look at a newspaper without seeing what's going on in the Middle East right now. It began, I want to say, 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, with a young Tunisian man who set himself on fire because apparently his grocery cart was taken by authorities. That one act sparked a revolution in the country of Tunisia, which up until that point was a very stable economy. It may have been autocratic. The leader may have been described as a dictator, but they were rather stable. And as we see now, there's chaos in the streets of Tunis as well as other cities in the country. That same instability has now swept to Egypt, a bulwark of the Arab land, the most populous Arabic country in the world, the cradle of civilization, if you will. Mubarak has ruled over Egypt for 30 years, longer than I've even been alive. He is pro-America, just like the leader of Tunisia. He is pro-Israel. He is also an autocrat, so a lot of people view him as dictator in the country. There's freedoms that are not given, and for that there's also unrest there. Now this will ultimately end with Mubarak's forced departure. It is still ongoing at the moment, but the US and other countries of Europe have said that they are looking for a transition. This does not bode well for two reasons. These countries now have power vacuums. Who will fill those power vacuums? The protesters would like to think that it is secular, liberal intellectuals. However, you and I both know that this region is filled with fundamentalists who are just salivating at creating Sharia law in these nations. And if that occurs, look for this to sweep over all supposed autocratic nations in the Middle East. Jordan, and I'm sorry, Chris, I know I'm kind of monopolizing right now.
That's fine.
Jordan has King Abdullah.
Mm-hmm.
He has given a lot of freedoms to the Jordanian people. Now he has, like a lot of rulers, and he is a constitutional monarch, but he has, like a lot of rulers, ruled in excess. He has taken a lot of liberties, I suppose you could say, as leader. However, he has also given a lot of freedom the Jordanians never have had. However, the Muslim Brotherhood is sparking revolutions in Jordan as well. Now, what do Tunisia, Egypt, and Jordan all have in common?
Anarchy!
Yes, that's what it appears it's going to be.
Of course.
But they're all pro-Western, pro-United States.
And the thing is, our president itself, as far as Egypt goes, they've been a very much ally to us, and so yet if it were any other country or whatever, our president or anyone else in our country would be like, we need to help them, or whatever as far as Iraq goes, but so yet since that Egypt is our allies or whatever, the president itself doesn't know what they want to do. What is your opinions on that?
And rightfully so. If I were leader of the United States, I would have to approach this with trepidation as well. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Obama, as I was not the biggest fan of Bush, but I'm just not the biggest fan of presidents, period. However, if you do not insist that the president of Egypt, Hosni Mubarak, step down, you risk retaliation from whatever group does take over in Egypt. However, if you do support his departure, then you also risk alienating an ally, and also, I mean, whoever gets in, who's to say it will, they will be friendly toward the West anyway. But I have ideas as to, or not really ideas, but really a twist to this, you may say, and I will approach that later. As for countries that are anti-US, they had protests in Syria. However, Assad, the president of Syria, squashed that real quick. He's a major contributor of Hezbollah. He is very anti-Israel, and he stated the reason why, and this is very, very odd. The reason why they will not have the protests in Syria like they have in Egypt is because they are anti-Israel and anti-West. Keep that in mind. Think about 2009, the summer of. Think about Iran. Was it the summer of 2009 or last year? I think it was 2009.
It was 2009.
Think of how Ahmadinejad and the supreme ruler, whatever his name is, I can't think of it, how they squashed that rebellion there. Some things just don't add up, but I will go through that here shortly. What are your thoughts, Chris?
My thoughts are, not to get off this whole track or anything, but my thoughts really are, this isn't the only country that's done this to fight for their freedoms or whatever, but how come the United States itself has not fought for their freedoms? I mean, it's a little out of the way. It's not really the word I want to use or whatever, but how come the United States or their people itself can't have the passion to do what's right like Egypt does? I mean, it's their right, and it's not long ago where the president himself has went to Egypt and was like, hey man, if you want to be democratic or whatever, that's cool or whatever. And now whenever the people itself of Egypt wants to be democratic, the president really doesn't know where to side. I mean, I understand that. I understand everything is what I'm saying that's going over there, but it seems like the United States itself, we're democratic, and the majority rules, and it seems like over there the majority is saying, hey man, we would like to do this. And why isn't our president itself not relying with the people itself? I mean, I understand that they're ally or whatever, but I mean, it's something that we should all think about. It's a close thing to my heart, and I don't know. What do you people think? I mean, what do you think, Mike?
It's a tricky situation. Politics always is. Which leads me to the arm behind politics, the arm behind the United States, the arm behind the West. I am not saying I am not a patriot. I love the country I live in. We have the greatest freedoms, even though sometimes they try to take them away, and I think we are beginning to start an Orwellian state, such as 1984 entailed. All that is just a sign of what is coming. My theory, and I mean it is just theory, is these revolts are being pushed. The secret ones, if you will, I don't even want to refer to them as the name of the organization, is instilling this kind of instability in these nations. And these nations are rising up against their leaders, whom have taken them for granted. And I think it is the hope of this secret group for Islamist regimes to be placed in power. And I say this because with that comes greater presence from the United States as well as parts of the European Union who are aligned with them. This, in turn, will pressure Russia. We will be able to build bases in Afghanistan. We will be able to build bases all across in order to target what this secret society's main enemy is, and that is Russia. This has a purpose, people. I'm not 100% positive if that is exactly it, but I'm rather sure that I am pretty close to it. Russia is the main target, and if this does occur, it is going to be hell on earth. I am a very spiritual person, I will say that. I'm hoping that, I'm not saying religious, I'm saying spiritual. Hoping before that occurs, we can become enlightened and be able to overthrow these warmongering, powerful financiers, royal blue bloods, and the like. Until we are capable of doing that, we are just pawns in their game, and we have no power. We can't control what's going on.
Everything happens for a reason.
This Arab instability, this instability in the Mideast, it's part of the big picture. It is not the big picture, it is part of the big picture. And that's all I have to say.
I don't want to say the organization's name itself, but you all know what I've been ranting about very recently, or what I always have. If you don't, you should look it up.
They know what we're talking about too, so it doesn't matter.
And they will, and they'll know what you're saying or whatever. You may think that we're crazy or whatever. We both disagree and agree on a lot of facts, but the thing is, just be careful what you do or say. What you have to realize is it's all a money game. It's all a power game. Everything
Control.
is control, and that's the thing. We're all we've all done things for a reason because they want us to. They've all done things for a reason because they wanted it to happen, and that's something that I think everybody should think about. The I word is very appealing nowadays compared to what has happened with our country or even other countries. It's something to really think about, and very heart-touching. Either way, no matter what religion or belief you are, or Democratic, Republican, Communist, or whatever, and just fill it in your heart and really do your research, and that's really all I have to say. And it's something that everyone should do and read up on and really gain knowledge of. And I mean, really, whenever you think about everything that the world has went through, knowledge is really the most important tool that you have. So the best thing that I can tell you is to gain knowledge, because that's really all that we have today.
Knowledge is everything, and my closing words, can I say?
Yeah.
Search your inner self, there you will find the knowledge, there you will find the key.
You will. And like I said, I'm not very good on my own, as you all can see, and this was a very intellectual debate. Even though it really was a debate, we both agree on all these facts, and I'm not going to say theories, it's really facts. Check out our channel, and subscribe, like our channel, and we will definitely have more videos in the future. Is there anything else you would like to say?
Just search your soul.
Search your soul. Like it, love it, subscribe!